the president. There is only one president today, the president of International Forest Students Association from Philippines, Isabelle. Isabelle, please.
So this was me at 18 years old in 2019 at the beginning of my bachelor's degree in forestry. As you can see on the picture on the left, it was my first hands-on experience doing forest surveying using basic tools. The picture on the right shows my first time digging a hole, and I was evidently not doing a great job. This was only two of the very few hands-on forestry experiences that I gained during my bachelor's. At the beginning of the second semester of my first year in 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic unexpectedly hit the entire world, affecting students' education in the long run, including mine. Even after slowly returning to in-person classes, I completed my internship in the university, but because we were not immersed in on-ground practices and technology as much as I had expected due to limited access to these resources, it felt like I was not fully equipped to pursue a career in forestry. Just like me and many other students, especially in developing countries like the Philippines, the same and this on throughout my presentation, and that is what can we do to prepare the youth for the forestry sector and wood industry. I'm Isabelle Claire de La Paz, a recent graduate of Bachelor of Science in Forestry at the University of the Philippines and the president of the International Forestry Students Association, or IFSA. As we hold on to the question that I would like us all to ponder on, I will discuss about what companies in the wood industry can do to shape the youth and prepare them to shape their careers in the forestry sector, and most especially in the wood industry. As a youth leader, I am dedicated to giving forestry students and young professionals like me to have more access to opportunities to expand their knowledge and professional careers through the projects and activities that we are doing in IFSA. But first, let us learn about IFSA first. IFSA is the largest network of students from forestry and related fields across 7 regions, more than 60 countries, and comprising of more than 10,000 members around the world. Our vision is to create a world that appreciates forests, but how exactly do we do that? By enriching forestry education of our members and the youth in general through our significant engagement in international events, networking, and intercultural exchange. We continuously build our efforts to expand our network across the world to provide a space for our members to learn and to connect with other members and even forestry professionals. If you want to learn more about our organization and our initiatives, you may visit ifsa.net or scan this QR code. The forestry sector provides livelihood to 33 million worldwide, which is only 1% of the global workforce, in which more than half of them work in the wood manufacturing and production. In recent years, there has been a drastic decline of employment in the forestry sector in the Americas and Asia due to the increased levels of mechanization and labor productivity gains. On top of that, only less than a quarter of employees in the sector are women, making them significantly underrepresented in the forestry sector. The workforce in the wood industry is aging and not growing fast enough to meet the accelerating demands for timber products. It was found in a study conducted by Forest Europe that there is a labor shortage in the European forest sector because workers aged 50 and above will leave the sector within the next 10 to 20 years. But how can we address this issue if the participation of youth in the forestry sector is also decreasing? The Food and Agriculture Organization in 2013 reported that young people are no longer engaging in forest-related work in most countries because of low profitability, harsh working conditions, and physically demanding skills. Even countries like Germany and Estonia were found to have a significant drop in technical level graduations on forest-related education. Because of this, young people lack the motivation to continue pursuing a career in forestry. We do not have adequate access to capacity building opportunities to develop our forest-related skills, which would make us more qualified for high-skilled positions. And this is especially true for young people in rural areas. But why do we need young people in the forestry sector and wood industry? With the ever-changing industries and complex challenges in the forestry sector, young people are the next generation of leaders that will address global challenges. Their increased uptake of innovation and technologies, as well as their fresh ideas and proactive contribution, create a skilled workforce that we need in the forestry sector. But with the growing demand for expertise in the forestry sector, this would mean that we need to create opportunities for youth in the wood industry. IFSA recently did a survey to understand the gaps in the forestry curriculum being faced by our members. We found that our members receive only a slight fair training in technical aspects of forestry. 45% of them claimed that they receive a very poor education in topics such as arboriculture and agroforestry. FAO in 2013 identified key issues existing in the forestry curriculum. As highlighted here, there is a gap between the forest education curricula and job market needs. Some countries in Asia Pacific require qualified and high-skilled foresters, but because of the employment decline that was mentioned earlier, they often have to recruit internationally or provide additional training. There's also a lack of opportunities for fieldwork and internships, which are vital given that this enables students to learn soft skills and tools to work with stakeholders. Gender issues also remain in the forest education, even though there is already an increase of female graduates in forestry education. However, they still find it difficult to find a job in the forestry sector. Gender inequalities prevent women from fully benefiting from gainful and productive employment because they are mainly engaged in informal activities and undertake tedious tasks and occupations requiring attention and precision. Last among the many gaps in the forestry curriculum is the lack of digital readiness. Many forest education institutions do not have access to higher technology tools and digital communication tools to adapt to the post-COVID-19 situation. They also need to revamp their online education system and curriculum to meet the current needs in education. Now, what are the perceived gaps in the employment of youth in the wood industry? UNECE FAO in 2018 found that large companies in the forestry sector have merged, downsized, or closed due to the changing structure of forest work. Despite the international trends, it is unlikely that all manual work in the sector will be fully mechanized, especially in wood production, but highly skilled workers will be required for very specialized forest work in the future. What is IFSA currently doing about this? First, we collaborate with our partners to provide internships and traineeships for forestry students. Together with our partners such as FAO, IUFRO, and EFI, we provide it and promote these internship and traineeship programs to our members, in which they gain the opportunity to become involved in scientific and even decision-making processes and research. We also promote among our members the other available career opportunities in the sector, including the European Forest Institute traineeships. Second, we create capacity building and networking opportunities for our members. As you can see here, we do capacity building workshops to develop the soft skills and forestry knowledge skills of our members. Here on this slide, you can see that we annually do a job fair where we invite international and regional organizations around the world in the forestry and related sectors so that they can present about their work and also the career opportunities that they have within their organization. And lastly, we do the IFSA Tree Learning Platform. Through the IFSA Tree Learning Platform, we provide modules on soft skills such as leadership and also forestry topics such as climate change and also indigenous communities so that they can develop their knowledge on these topics. Now let's circle back to our question, What can we do to prepare the youth for the forestry sector and wood industry? Companies in the wood industry must provide students with access to internships and traineeship opportunities that will enable them to immerse themselves in the practices in the wood industry, which could inspire them to pursue further forest-related work. Companies can partner with academic institutions, or as I have highlighted earlier, partner with NGOs like IFSA to access a wide network of forestry students around the world. Second is to provide capacity building workshops to guide students in strengthening their soft skills, such as communication, to complement the technical skills of a traditional forest education. Collaboration across sectors must be strengthened to mobilize resources. Given that technology advancement and training provision often entail high costs, universities and actors in the different forestry sectors must connect so that students can engage better with these stakeholder groups, which will increase the students' interest and motivation to work in the forestry sector. This could also be through the means of supporting universities when it comes to purchasing modern technologies such as drones and GIS applications, which would help students gain practical skills needed in the field. From the words of the FAO Director General Q Dong-yu in 2022, investing in a sustainable future means investing in youth. Mechanization and technological development in the forestry sector is a double-edged sword. Particularly in the wood industry, innovative technologies and machineries increase the productivity and efficiency of forest work, but only with a well-trained and highly skilled workforce will we become capable of coping with these changes and the future challenges that the forestry sector will face. We can do this if we invest in the education and career development of the younger generation, highlighting the contributions and expertise of young professionals, and provide equitable opportunities for the youth to become leaders in the forestry sector. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Isabelle, for a really nice and very well explained presentation. And to be honest, I prepared several questions for you, but during this presentation, you answered on these questions. So thank you very much, Isabelle, for really nice
Thank you very much.
I would say very important point in the wood industry. It's an access to the best, even talents at all in the wood industry. And I like very much your call to action, you know, in the end of your presentation, invest in talented people because it's our future. It's not about even commercial cooperation, it's about our social contribution. Thank you.